In this lesson, we're going to talk about the sentence. We talked about words in the previous lesson in terms of the parts of speech and what words do, and they have meanings either in and of themselves, or they provide linkages with other words. They help us combine words or groups of words. But by themselves, words don't have meaning, or their meaning is not complete. For instance, if I said train, you might ask, well, what about the train? Is a train coming? Is she going to take a trip on a train? Does she like trains? Does she want me to look at the train? Does she want me to train her dog? Does she want me to train for the big game? You see, so words by themselves have a meaning that is inconclusive, ambiguous, incomplete. So, and that's why we need the sentence. The sentence is a unit of meaning that helps us convey our complete thoughts. So you might ask yourself, why a sentence? Why do we have to know what a sentence is? Well, the conventional definition of a sentence is that it conveys a complete thought. It contains a complete thought. Though that's not a good technical definition, it'll do for the moment, and we'll get to more specific definitions later. Think back on my train example earlier. It's bad enough if somebody doesn't spell out their complete thought in speech, but if they don't, at least you can go back and ask, what about the train? Okay, what are you trying to tell me about the train? Please tell me more. But in writing, remember, all you have are those little black marks on a piece of paper or on the computer screen, or whatever color you choose to make, either or. But all you have are the letters that you write down and the words and the combination of words. That's all. There's no going back and asking for further information. So your writing will be much less effective, much less intelligible, much less clear if you don't learn to write in complete sentences. So that's why we're going to be discussing what the sentence is and how to effectively use it. Sentences are necessary. They're necessary in business and in academic writing. One reason is very practical. That's the convention. Those are the rules of the game. In academic writing, your instructors, your professors will grade you down if you do not write in complete sentences. In business writing as well, you'll either confuse your customers or so put them off because they think that they're dealing with somebody who doesn't know how to write properly in the language, or what's considered proper. And in general, you very well run the risk, if you don't use complete sentences, of coming across as illiterate and not very intelligent. So that's why we need to know what a sentence is. So what is a complete sentence? Sometimes these or similar definitions are offered, that a sentence is a way to express yourself. It's a group of words that makes a statement. It's a group of words that begins with a capital letter, ends with a period, or some other form of punctuation, ending punctuation. It's a group of words that includes a subject or a verb, or one of the most popular, and one that I was taught when I was younger, is the sentence is a complete thought. Well, these are all partly true, and true in a kind of a vague and general way, but they're not really helpful in that they're testable, in that we can look at our writing and actually tell whether we've written a sentence or not. So as we go forward in just the next couple slides, we're going to discuss how we can tell whether we have indeed written a complete sentence. One issue with these is that they don't really define what is a sentence versus what is a not sentence. Again, use those irritating air quotes. Take the last definition, for example, a sentence defined as a complete thought. It's true in a way, but not a good definition because it's inexact. What does complete mean? So if someone were to step on your toe and you yelled, ouch, you could argue that's a sentence because it's your complete thought at the moment. You don't think anything else. But it's not a sentence. So we need some other type of definition for what a sentence is, and that's what we're going to get at. In another way, the question of a complete thought fails us as a definition of a sentence. Sometimes, for instance, I'll give my students a sentence such as "the cat sat on the mat" and ask whether that's a complete sentence or not. And some students will say it's not a complete sentence because they want more information. What color was the cat? What kind of mat was it? What time of day was it? Where was it? Were there any other animals in the room? So you can have something that is a complete sentence, though it might not satisfy all your particular requirements for information. So what is a sentence? Well, the fact is that a sentence can be defined quite objectively. There are three requirements for a sentence, and those are a subject, which is either a noun, a pronoun, or a noun phrase. And I'm going to be explaining all of these. A predicate, which is a verb acting in a particular way in the sentence. Not just any verb, but a very particular kind of verb or fulfilling a particular role in the sentence, and what's called an independent clause. So, three requirements. And once we learn those, we'll be able to tell immediately whether a group of words is a sentence or not. In the full course, we'll go into even greater detail, and you'll have a text reference. I hate to say textbook, sounds too much like school, but there you have it. And you'll have quizzes to assess or test your knowledge, your mastery of the concepts. And I hope you'll take advantage at the end of this course of the coupon for a discount to the full course. But if not, always please remember to leave comments, ask me questions. I'm always glad to respond to students and help in any way that I can.